Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a great day. So today we're going to be going over all the details for Ubisoft's new game called XDefiant, which right off the bat, in my opinion, definitely gives off some Apex vibes. But it is going to be a free-to-play fast action game, which is going to be the complete opposite compared to the Warzone engine if you've played it, which is more slow-paced. And this is going to be more fast action, more up in people's faces, a lot more movement, which I'm definitely looking forward to. So basically, we're just going to watch the trailer and I'm just going to stop at certain points and fill you guys in on some information you might not know about, some information that they didn't even include, and also just go over pretty much everything. All right, so starting at the beginning of the trailer, here we go.
We're excited to share a first
look. So right off the bat, you get a little bit of a taste of how the gameplay is, and for some reason it looks so choppy. I'd imagine it's not going to look that way when the game fully releases, but in this gameplay, it looks super choppy. But just try to ignore that because there's not a chance it's going to be actually this choppy once the game releases.
Look at a project we're developing at Ubisoft San Francisco. This is
so right there, that's one of the
on
Defiants,
a multiplayer first-person shooter.
Which we'll go over in a bit.
Get you in early and find out what you think.
Our goal is to make a best-in-class shooter for you, the players, to compete
and have fun with your friends.
It's fast-paced firefights
meets punk rock mosh pit.
We're proud to introduce our new game,
Tom Clancy's XDefiant. Your feedback is essential to help us make this game great.
See, that's what's nice, is they seem like they're definitely going to be listening and going to reflect a lot off of feedback. That's kind of nice to have game developers actually listen to their community, because as a lot of us know, there's a lot of game developers that just kind of ignore their community for a while until they're forced to listen and make changes. So it's nice to see game developers actually listening from the start.
Later in this video, we'll tell you how to get involved.
But first, we'll get into the action.
This is a free-to-play, high-octane shooter combining realistic guns.
So right there, they also mentioned that it's free to play. Yes, it's going to be free to play. You're going to be able to play it on any platform. Well, at least all consoles such as Xbox, PlayStation, also PC. People keep commenting on my TikTok asking if it's going to be available on the Switch. They didn't clarify that, and honestly, I doubt it. But all typical platforms it's going to be available on. They haven't clarified if there's going to be crossplay yet, but I'd imagine that there is going to be. I don't see why they wouldn't. That'd just be a really bad mistake on their end. So yes, there's most likely going to be crossplay unless for some reason they want their game to die.
Gunplay with personalized class.
Why does it look so choppy? All right,
those classes
this just gives me Apex vibes.
Factions, each bringing unique gameplay.
Which now they're going over the factions. So this is Wolves Tank. So this faction is Wolves, which is what this guy is a part of, and they have a lot higher health and also shield-based abilities, meaning they're probably going to be more defensive, just kind of your bulky and also slower type of people.
And team dynamics. Every faction comes equipped with
a little pulse rifle. So then we got the cleaners. So cleaners are going to do a lot of damage to base structures, and other than that, they just have a flamethrower. They didn't really specify anything else.
And an ultra to complement your.
Then we got Echelon, which is a support faction, and basically they're going to provide info for your teammates, pretty much just show your teammates where the enemies are hiding through walls.
Your playstyle and the faction's role, used skillfully. Each faction.
Then we got the Outcast, which is going to be kind of like another support faction. They're just going to be able to heal your teammates, so pretty much they're just healers.
Is capable of swinging the momentum of a match. Our factions are at the heart of the game. They're inspired by maverick groups.
All right, so every faction is going to come with their own traits, abilities, also super abilities, and they're all going to be unique to each faction. So I think it's definitely going to be interesting how that plays out with PvP, just because it's sometimes a hit or miss when it comes to abilities in game, especially in previous FPSs that were popular, like Call of Duties and stuff. It's just really a hit or miss. Valorant did really well with abilities. Hopefully they're able to implement it into the game where it kind of doesn't ruin the game.
Across Tom Clancy's games and beyond. From this inspiration, we created new characters and gameplay unique to our shooter.
So speaking of gameplay, the engine is on the Snowdrop engine, which the Division 1 and 2 were also ran on the same engine. So it's definitely going to feel very similar to the Division 1 and 2. Obviously not exact, but it is going to be on the same engine. So it's going to be very similar in a lot of ways.
And we'll continue to add to this diverse cast as the game evolves.
Yeah, obviously
Now,
they're
while
going to keep
factions help
adding
you
more
define your
defiance.
role, we know to be a great shooter, the gunplay has to be our top priority.
You say that, but the gunplay does not look like it was your top priority.
We have an ever-growing arsenal of authentic weapons and attachments. We put a lot
I do
of
think they'll get
care
it figured out,
into
though.
how
I do.
our weapons look and feel. We've crafted every weapon attachment for precise, satisfying gunplay.
Like, to me, currently, the gunplay kind of looks like mobile gunplay, but I do think they'll give it more of a realistic feel, hopefully, with the finished game, but I guess time will tell.
Players can mix and match any faction and weapon loadout. You can swap at respawn to adapt to a changing battle.
Yeah, so weapon loadouts are not specific, or they're not tied to certain defiance, so you're able to mix and match them. You're not locked in with certain weapons. Obviously, if it's a weapon that revolves around the ability, like the shockwave and the flamethrower, then yeah, those are going to be tied to a certain defiance, but other than that, you can use whatever with what. So like if you're a support character, you're not forced to not be able to like use a normal loadout, you know?
Personalize your faction and loadout to be what you need when you need it.
And
They
I
got some
can't
cool
stress
concepts,
this hard
though.
enough. We are a shooter first.
And your abilities and ultras create unique opportunities to set up nail-biting shootouts and unforgettable clutch plays.
Question is, will we be able to side cancel? No, I'm just kidding.
Personalizing classes, guns, and gear.
This shield looks super broken because it seems like you cannot shoot the player through the shield if you're on the outside, but they can shoot out of it, and that just seems like it's going to really cater to camping.
Guns and
Like,
gear.
I
and a fast-paced
just don't
fight
see that
is a
playing out
whole
well.
new
I don't know why
experience
they're
in
not that as an
combat
ability, honestly.
We are super stoked by what we've accomplished so far.
And I couldn't be more proud of our incredible team. We want to personally thank everyone that's worked so hard during the pandemic.
We understand that it's been even
So as you
harder
can
for
tell,
some
the
of
game
you.
was developed during the
We hope that we
pandemic
can build
as
a
well,
community
so
that's a place
that
where
probably
people
did
can
hinder a
connect and
lot
have
of the
fun.
game development,
We're committed
and
to
probably would have
creating
been
a
out by
welcoming
now,
game based
honestly,
on
if it
fair
wasn't for
play
the
and
pandemic.
transparency, whether you're playing casually or pushing yourself competitively.
Now, the game's still in early development, but we're gearing up.
I'm hoping that's a sign that they're not going to enforce skill-based matchmaking really hard on just pub lobbies. Hopefully there's separate ranking, and then also pubs that's not skill-based, maybe a little bit of skill-based, but like I swear these games with the heavy skill-based matchmaking, it just needs to stop. Like a little bit is okay and understandable, but like the amount that they do is just ridiculous.
We have to let you in as soon as possible, so register right now to participate in our early
All right.
rollout phase.
So if you guys do want to be able to play in the early play testing, which begins on August 5th, at least the first one, I don't think it's guaranteed that you're going to be able to play in it, even if you do register. But if you do register, you get a chance at doing it. I don't know how great of a chance it is or anything like that. I'm sure there's going to be lots of opportunities to play test. So if you do even want to slightly try the game, I'd highly recommend registering before it's too late. Another thing that I did want to go over is the fact that Mark Rubin is actually one of the directors and game developers for this game, which he also helped develop Modern Warfare 3 and also Call of Duty Ghosts. So if you are a Call of Duty fan, that is a big plus for you when it comes to this game. I do think this game is going to cater a little bit to Call of Duty players and also implement a lot of things from other games such as Apex, I guess you could say Valorant, and it's going to be a super aggressive playstyle game, which I'm looking forward to. Honestly, I think I'm going to play this game a decent amount. Hopefully there's longevity in the game and there's also replayability. Also, there's going to be 10 maps. They showed some of the maps right here. Yeah, they show a lot of different maps right here. There's going to be 10 different maps. Okay, so 7 of the maps are going to be arena maps, which will consist of modes like Domination, Ringleader, and Upload. Then 3 of the maps are going to be linear maps, which is going to consist of loads like Escort and Zone Patrol. So maybe arena is going to be more of like the ranked type stuff, maybe. I don't know. They didn't really specify. They did
Game is faction.
stress the
Each
fact that there's going to be a lot of
bringing unique gameplay and team
customization, so I would
dynamics.
expect a
Every
lot of
faction
cosmetics
comes equipped
as
with
well.
traits,
Also,
abilities,
most
and
likely a
ultras.
battle pass from what it seems. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. It's kind of the new staple in games like this, so I would expect a battle pass system as well, and for them to implement a lot of features like that from previous games. They're probably going to implement a lot of things from their previous titles, like the Division and stuff like that, so don't be too surprised to see a lot of reused assets from games like that, but I don't think it's going to tie into like the same story universe or whatever. But honestly, yeah, that's basically it. There isn't too much on it. Just make sure if you you do want to get a chance at playtesting on August 5th, go sign up at playxdefiant.com. But yeah, I'll probably be playing this game a good amount and making a decent amount of content on it after it releases. Anyways, I hope you learned something new in this video that you didn't already know about the game, and hopefully you have a great day.